All right, we're good to go. So just a quick little synopsis or a wrap up of the inspection. All in all, the home is in terrific condition. Very few minor issues. We talked about the window. We talked about some of the incorrect wiring below one of the sinks in the kitchen. You know, there's just a drain stopper. Very few minor issues with this property. With the age and the state that it's in, I mean, I would consider it in the sense of, unless you're going to, I'm sure you're going to be doing some painting, maybe some flooring, things of that nature. It's turnkey, it's ready to go. It just needs your own personal touch. Okay. So please, if you have any questions, concerns, you'll have all of my information on the report. Feel free to reach out.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. Okay, so this is you being picky. I realize that.
Yeah, just being picky because this house was so clean.
Oh, I see.
But the gasket runs down here and then it kind of pushes in. What happens, people grab the door from here and the glass kind of slipped out at one point. That's all it is. And then there's one other area in the other bedroom. That's it. That is it. It's not broken. It's
and
not
if you're
cracked.
Planning on keeping the gold package, then it's going to work perfect.
That's what I figured as well. So I want to take you out here. I'll show you. There's one other item. So this in the family room, the upper left window, and I just happened to see it from looking at it at an odd angle. I'm not sure if you can see. If you can see my light here. Does it come up on the video? Right up about midway, there's a small crack, and it extends. And it actually, Mark, if you step back here, you can see it perfect. Well, you should be able to see it. Stand right where I'm at, right here. And it's right above it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's kind of tough, but you'll see a photo of it. And they are dual pane. I believe it is.
Oh, I see. It's like this. It almost looks like a scrape.
Yes, it's like a hairline crack. But hey, it's a defect, and I just wanted to let you guys know.
Did you take a look at it with your ladder to see if it
I was on the roof. Yes. Okay. And it does. And it's not. It is a crack. It's not a scratch.
Okay. And is that like it needs to be?
Well, it's one of those things. I don't know what's going to happen, and when you get the high heat coming, what I want to prevent is that window just expanding. That crack running up like it would if got hot and cold type of a situation.
So I was actually looking at the plaster. So the cracks in the glass?
The glass is
cracked. Okay. I couldn't see that from here with this.
Right here, you can see it. It's about this long, and it's coming from the bottom, dead center of the glass. It's just a small crack.
Oh, there we go. Got it.
And for me, I just caught my eye just looking up there. Normally, hey, you see a window, it's intact, but when I got on the roof, I was able to look over there.
And those are dual pane windows, which means that it's probably going to be compromising the seal on it.
Correct.
Right?
And
okay.
it doesn't look like there's any moisture present, but at the same time, that's what we're here for, to tell you if there's any issues.
Okay.
I've sent you the invoice, so okay, we're back. So 2 other items, and then that's it. Everything else is really, really clean. And obviously, this entire property is in great condition. So on the mirrored closet doors, you have a gasket that holds the mirror against the frame, or actually prevents the frame, the metal and the glass from hitting, is really essentially what it is. There's 2 doors, one in each bedroom, that the gasket is kind of separated, so it's just more cosmetic. I don't want you to think, we didn't see this. I saw it. The door is still quite sturdy. It doesn't feel like the frame is slipping. There's a couple areas of about a 6 to 10 inch area that the gasket is pushed in. And you'll see a photo on the report.
Let's see.
Now there's just wire nuts holding those together, and that's feeding one of the outlets. So I'm speaking of this sink right here.
Okay.
So underneath here is where, and they wired up this outlet incorrectly. That's all.
Okay.
The laundry space is located in this closet, which is nice because not all of them have that, and it's in there. So it's not connected. They do not, the unit, they have a stackable. Let me just show you real quick. It's here, but it's not connected. Everything's back behind there, but the plumbing is disconnected. So,
okay. It's not a sort of odd angle. Do we have any idea?
Yeah, I think they just kind of threw it in here
okay.
because it's not connected.
So we have no idea if that unit even works.
That is correct. Yeah, it's not plumbed. The plumbing's there. It's just not connected to the plumbing. Let's see. So the main bathroom, no issues. The toilet's tied to the floor. The drain's functional. Everything was working. The only thing I noticed was the drain stopper in the sink was just disconnected. So you'll see it just sitting in the sink inside the report. Just needs to be properly secured if you want to be able to fill that sink basin up with water.
Okay.
Let's see. Then the rear bathroom, the toilet was turned off. For whatever reason, they have the valve off. It's probably because it's continuously running. I turned it on, that's what it is, but I left it off.
Okay.
So that the flow mechanism needs to be adjusted.
Okay.
But we're not supposed to turn it on. So I just want to let you know. I took photos of every room of the property to show you the state that it's in today. You know, it is vacant, so I can test every outlet, all of the fixtures, everything, which is in great shape. I do want to talk about two little areas, and I was being really picky. So you have mirrored closet doors in both bedrooms. There's a gasket that goes around the frame that holds the mirror into.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah, in fact, you're saying Jeffrey, right?
All right. Hi, Jeffrey. My name's Anthony with Sherlock Holmes Property Inspections. Kind of give you a rundown of what we did here today. So it's a visual inspection. You know, we didn't tear any holes in your walls or anything like that, but everything that we could open, close, get in, get on, turn off, kind of thing, we did so. So on your report that you'll receive, you're going to see two different icons. A blue circle with an eye is just for your own general information. Pictures of every room, below every sink, the roof, exterior, all of that. Then you're going to see an orange triangle with an exclamation point. It's going to be any defects we found. To be honest with you, very few with this property. So I'll just kind of jump right into the report. There were a couple cracked tiles on the south side rear porch or deck. It's solid. The tiles do not feel like they are lifting, and I didn't see any other damage. It just looks like typical wear and tear.
Is that the only patio that had any of that?
That is, yes. Out of there's four, right? Or
there's three. There's
yes.
three.
And that's the only area I saw with some damage. Obviously, there's some debris or some tree litter. It's quite windy here today, but that's it. Everything else looks like it's draining properly, and especially with the amount of rain we've had over the last month, I didn't see any pooling or sediment or anything like that.
Okay.
We do have carbon monoxide and smoke detectors throughout the property, which we have to have. No issues there. And let's see here. I located your gas meter. Your water heater and your furnace are located on the roof. So if you ever need to get to them, you're gonna have to throw a ladder right outside your front door, and that's how you'll make access to the roof, and you'll find your water heater and furnace sitting on the roof. But I have photos with information on those for you, and we didn't have any issues with either of those components.
Okay.
I do recommend replacing your return air filter, which is located in your hallway, every 90 days or so. And right now it's pretty dirty. So that would be one of the first things I would replace. And they're, you know, pretty inexpensive, $5 to $10, $20 like for the best one. Let's see here. Your furnace was putting out anywhere between about 98 and 102 to 105 degrees throughout. So it was working really well. In the air conditioning, what we want to do is we want to see a temperature split. So it was pulling in 69 degrees and it was putting out 52 degrees. So within, you know, a few seconds, it was transitioning that ambient air down to that nice cold 52 degree air. So I do recommend, like I said, changing the filters every 90 days and then having your unit serviced once a year.
And how old were the units? Did you?
One of them, let's see, the package unit is a 2006. Okay. So it's either 2006 or 2000. So it's really hard when they have these serial numbers. So it's not original by any means. So it's a package unit and it's a 4-ton. So it's a 48,000 BTU. It's a big unit for this, and we have it on right now, and it's quite cold in here.
And package unit means it's the heating and cooling
Heating
together.
and cooling unit. You'll see it's a big box. Well, you can't really see it here, but you will on the report. So it's a big gray box you'll see up on the roof, and there's two of them, but the other is for your neighbor. Kitchen space, everything was functional. The only thing I do recommend is the range or the actual cooktop oven that we put what is called an anti-tip bracket, and it prevents that large piece of equipment from toppling over. Let's say if there was a large turkey or something heavy on that door, or a child or somebody were to step on it, it could come over. And they're like $7. It goes on the back leg of the unit and it prevents it from toppling over. Microwaves functional. They're a little bit dated, but they do work. All of the outlets test properly. You have 2 sinks. So underneath the small, I guess you would call, I don't know what would be the wet sink, you know, for the drinks. I don't even know what you would call this small sink, the single sink.